Hallo, agus féiscad má thula duine. Fáilte go le Stainpokes podcast. Sé sé Rumen McCullion. Agus Fat Boy made me laugh, so the galaxy out the window. I'm Ray, that's Fat Boy, and we are the Stainpokes.
This isn't stopping my noise, by the way, so copyright claim to fuck. I don't know how this has to stop. I just press button. So, hi, welcome back to another episode of the Stainpokes podcast. As you can tell by the title, we're going to talk about hobbies today. So we've got a few different hobbies. Aye.
Everybody has got hobbies. It's the kind of stuff we're talking about today has got to be stuff we do more regular than most. Like focal class of hobby is some you do once a week. It's some you do regularly. For me, the stuff I've got lined up to talk about is stuff that is guaranteed every fucking day in life. I'll do something related to this. So it is. For example, like fucking about with the Rubik's Cube isn't something that I do every day. But it is something, if I'm fed up or I'm feeling anxious or something, can grab it and fuck about with it, whether I actually solve it or no. This cunt, whatever side he's on, he doesn't believe I can solve that. I'm in fact going to solve that at some point on screen. I'm not going to do it timed because I know I'm not a speed cuber. I don't want to be able to solve the Rubik's Cube in 15 seconds because why would you want to? I'm proud of the fact that I can just solve this. He's sitting there thinking, fucking liar. But hey, if Hofflet continues talking, I reckon I could probably have it solved by the time he's ready to hand it back over to me. But then again, he'll say, right, and back to you. So
I know. But so let's talk. We're talking about our different hobbies and everything we do, and I just say either a daily basis or a weekly basis. A lot of things. My things, I would say the same. It's weekly. I think about it daily, but because my hobbies are mostly money orientated, I can't do it all the time. Obviously, the fact that because it's money, you need to have money to do my hobbies.
I totally agree with that because like the guitar aspect of my life, that's my expensive hobby.
Mm-hmm.
But with guitars, I try and limit it to buying new pairs every 3 or 4 months. Whereas every payday, I'll pick myself up a book of some description. Right. Whether it be a card trick book, whether it be a Gaelic dictionary, whether it be a Spanish dictionary, whether it be a book of guitar tabs, I'll pick myself up at least 1 or 2 books of some description. Because, well, knowledge is power and pay money to get the knowledge and the knowledge becomes power and the power becomes money and fucking circle of shite.
Get what else is power? Get what else is power?
Electricity.
One of is
He's raging, you can just still.
That's a good segue there and everything. That's a great segue there and everything. So,
hey, take that again. Wait, do you count what else power?
So one of my biggest collections is probably my Power Ranger collection. I started. I've always been a big Power Ranger fan. Huh?
You've not mentioned that your hobby was collecting yet. You've just segued straight into biggest collection.
Right, because that is hobby. It's that collection.
Fair dues, right. Cut.
I don't know. My biggest hobby is probably collecting then from CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, vinyls, and mostly that's what I collect. But I also collect a lot of toys. And for the last year, probably, I've been buying a lot of Power Ranger stuff. So I've got a fucking shit ton of Power Ranger stuff now. I've been literally buying anything with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo on it. I've been picking up over the last year. I've always been a big Power Rangers fan. I've been really able to tell you this. I've always watched Power Rangers.
You've always had Power Rangers stuff, mate. I can remember coming into your house and seeing Power Rangers videos sitting in your fucking shelf when you were 14.
Mm-hmm. No, I've still got that original video.
I ken some folk might try and use that as having a wee, like, I dig at you for having that, but I get it was part of your collection, so I'm pointing this out that's how serious a collector of Power Ranger stuff you were. You never lost that passion from the program you watched.
And I've still got that tape. That exact tape. It still sits in my collection to this day because I tried to go buy up two reactions. The first one's played out the joys of video tapes.
Does not surprise me, mate. That does not surprise me with that.
So I decided, I came into a wee bit of money at the beginning, literally just before lockdown last year. I came into a wee bit of money and I decided to go and buy Power Ranger stuff. Right, I was just going to go buy some old school, proper original Power Ranger stuff. So I got a lot of like I've got the original 90s toys, the 8-inch figure toy line, all still boxed. I got a bunch of like the Megazords all still boxed. But probably my favourite thing is my sword collection. The people who say they've got a sword collection usually mean they've got like Excalibur and
They've got actual swords.
The Braveheart sword, like actual swords. No, my sword collection consists of what you heard at the very beginning is my Power Ranger swords.
And for the purpose of what I said earlier on, mate, I have in fact solved it on screen while you've been talking. So there you go. I didn't lose concentration. Back to your sword collection.
My pride of joy, and not just my sword collection, and I think probably my entire collection, is this thing here. But she's still boxed, still comes with its polystyrene, and it's a 92 toy. This toy came out before Power Rangers even was a thing in America, and it's a White Power Ranger. It's my favourite toy. I always wanted to own this sword as a kid. It's Saba, the White Power Ranger. The White Power Ranger. I love the White Power Ranger, and as I say, I've always wanted to have that sword. But then I also went on and bought a bunch of other swords for Power Rangers because Power Rangers quite big for their swords because it's all about Muay Thai and stuff. And I've got three. I've got three of the same swords, and I'm only doing this because I can't wait. I've actually showed you. I was like, you've ever seen these swords, and I want to show you these because I think these are quite mindful swords. I think you might like them. You might appreciate them. So we go for this is the 93 or 94 one. This is the original green dagger, which is quite like it's tiny. As the size of it, there's my hand. Normal plastic, cheap. Obviously, the buttons, it's meant to make noise, but I've not got the thing in it, obviously. I've started, it came in its original box, I keep it separate. And then this one is the coolest one. This one's heavy as fuck. So this one came out years later. This is 24 karat gold.
Oh, that one looks nice.
This is the
Does that one make all the noises?
This one shines.
Does that one make all the same? That's cool. I like that.
That's the one that was making at the beginning, made the Power Rangers voice. That's my favourite because it is real gold and it's heavy as fuck. And that's in comparison. Like it's double the size. And then I got this one.
As collectors, the play pieces, they would look cool as fuck next to each other, I think.
Well, they all sat next to each other with this last one.
That's saying on your shelf, that would look cool.
This is the Hasbro one, so it's the same size as Eileen, but it's no gold, it's plastic. And I bet it is the same.
Budget model.
Do you see that? That's my favourite part.
That lights up, eh?
That lights up. That lights up.
That's
how cool that one is. That one's really cool, isn't it?
That like.
That's my favourite. That's probably the one. So you want to tell us anything about one of your hobbies since you love hobbies you talk about
one, obviously you've seen the Rubik's Cube be solved now, so I can get rid of that. But something that's always appears on screen and I've just scattered them fucking everywhere. Is my playing
Pick up
cards.
52.
No, it was about 26, like, but I'll give you that one. It's all right, mate. I don't play with a full deck, never have.
Fair day, Cowboys and Indians. Round them up.
Round them up, cowboy. Well, the playing cards kind of became a thing when I started working night shift. So it did. I was working night shift security, and it was like 12-hour shifts. The job basically entailed go outside every couple of hours and make sure it's still there. Because 9 times out of 10, mate, it was a fucking cabin in the middle of nowhere. There was nothing there for me to watch. But my job was to sit there and make sure outside exists. Outside still exists. That's all right. Cool. Go back in and watch telly, do what you want. But sitting watching telly for 12 hours a day plays havoc with your head. So I decided I need something that I can do that can keep my head going. Fair dues, I thought I could start taking a guitar with me, get me fucking tons of practice. And that was a great idea for about the first week. And then it got difficult because it was like walking from my house for a mile to the pick-up point. Then assuming there would be enough room in the motor for a guitar, because usually the car's full of bodies going to the site anyway. So I decided instead of that, I would have a look about, and I stumbled across Penn and Teller's Foolers on Netflix. At the time, I was binge watching anything I could find, really, because of the long hours. Penn and Teller's Foolers come on, and I decided I'd buy a deck of cards.
The only reason I don't know you. The only reason I ken who they are.
What's that? Aye. No, mate. There's actually quite a lot of folk say. There's quite a lot of folk say that they only recognise them for certain things. Did you watched Friends, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Penn was in Friends. Penn made an appearance in an episode of Friends, and he sold Joey a copy of the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Right.
It was just after Joey built the big entertainment unit. They were trying to sell it, and the guy locked him in it and robbed the place. It was like 2 or 3 episodes after that. It wasn't a big part, like. But, well, watching Penn and Teller, seen 2 or 3 guys that I thought, no, that's clever. And done exactly what you done earlier on when I showed you that trick. Like, start analysing shit. Like, can I notice can I figure out what they're doing? Can I understand what Penn and Teller are saying about what they're doing? Because they talk magician code. I'm no fluent in magician code, but I understand a few tricks enough that I can see it and go, well, that is this trick, but done a different way. I've seen enough, like, in my time watching card tricks and magic tricks and reading books and stuff, which I'll get to in a second, because like you said, about collections. I've said it before in one of my videos, we're men, it's hardwired in us to collect things.
Right.
So it is like, fae, the day and hour we can first walk and we start greeting because somebody takes something that doesn't belong to us off us. We start greeting because that's mine.
Right, that's
it might be your phone. It might be your phone, but it's mine.
Right, I've got it there.
Right. But a couple of magicians that really stood out was one called Daniel Madison. He's an English guy that is shit hot for like the card cheating style effects. And I've actually got a trick that was one of his tricks I've copied on YouTube. It was just for practice kind of base. It was the tribute to Sir Walter Everett Scott. Daniel Madison's far fucking superior to me at it. I'm just chuffed at the fact that folk can recognise it and say that's quite good. It's a good copy of his. But folk can see what I'm doing, where the dodgy shit is due to my camera angles and stuff. Another one that really made me think, nah, I've got no excuses for not being able to do this, was a card dealer called Richard Turner. Now, Richard Turner, when he comes on screen, he sounds like the old uncle that's full of stories.
Right.
And he's just sitting fucking about with this deck of cards and talking away to you, looking at him. So, blah, 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 blah. You ever seen this happening? And blah, blah, I've shuffled all these times and look at the deck. Can you tell me what it's like? And then you realise halfway through this speech that the guy can't see, the guy's fully blind.
Fuck.
But can hustle. Did you ever see the film Maverick? About the casino hustler, the riverboat casino hustler?
No.
Mate, just this guy genuinely can any hand you can think of in poker. Fair shuffle deck can deal with it.
Right.
It'll shuffle same many, then hon you the deck and tell you to shuffle the deck again, then bring it back and can give you the hand that you need. Now the way I was thinking was that guy can't see and he can do that shit. My eyes work if I can get half as good as him. It'd be a good enough goal. So on that thought, I was like, right, YouTube, I need to find fucking somebody that can tell me about this shit. So for there, I found another magician that suggested the best place to find the knowledge is in books, which led to, as I said earlier, the book collection, which the first two books that were mentioned on by, it was Chris Ramsey had mentioned, was first two books that any card guy needs to get is The Royal Road to Card Magic, because in that book, anything you can basically make any routine you see with playing cards, you'll find the answer in there. See if you don't find it in there, you'll find it in this one. This one's a wee bit heavier to read, but it's like the kind of, this is the prequel, that's the sequel.
Looks like you've read that one more than a million. That one looks like that top tier.
This one's hardback.
Oh,
The Royal Road to Card Magic's hardback. This one, however, that is paperback. That was the first one I purchased. The very first one I've purchased. And there's quite a few wee labels in it. There's a hanky in it so that I could bookmark something that I really liked. There's post-it notes dotted through it to bookmark wee effects that I like, wee stuff like that I like. But it's built up to one that another guy I mentioned earlier on for YouTube was Brian Brushwood. He's released his books and he released his channel Scam School. He released books about the stuff that he done on Scam School. I've picked up. Now this very book has got the card trick that got me my job in it. So it has, because the way I was thinking was, well, how many job interviews, honestly, are going to end in a card trick? It's going to be something different. It's something the guy's going to... Like, mate, you know how long I've worked in pubs, going for a job in a bar. The guy presents you with the experience I've got, then at the end of it goes, well, I see a card trick before I go. That I looking at it as an interviewer in that situation, you're going to remember that more than the guy that was shitting himself.
Aye.
The fact that this guy's running you a card trick, this guy's going to be doing a job where he's run about the public. How comfortable is he going to be about the public? He's pulled a card trick out at the end of the interview. He can handle that job.
That job. Oh.
Mate, hey, not going to lie, there is plenty of folk look at the card tricks and straight away they'll turn around and say, oh, you done this. So of course I done that, because I've straight up tell you that I'm a liar, for one. Magic doesn't exist. As I was saying, many folk, like, you do the card trick for them and straight away they point it out, it's like, you're not that clever, you just done that, and it's like, I maybe just done that, but the full purpose of it was just this wee move I've done. Like I said with you earlier, you expected it to go one way and it went a total different way. Dean will probably, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, he does it and gets an edit version of the card trick I showed him earlier, and he might stick it in here, and you can let us know what you think.
Maybe stick it in here, maybe stick it on channel at a separate time. It depends on how I manage it. Well, if I can try and do it.
As I said, even if you edit it down, and I'll stick it on my channel with a link to this one. Like, we'll do it that way.
It'll be there somewhere.
I will straight up.
That's probably my hobby. It's just movie edit.
Movie edit, and that was something. I was just going to try and get us to segue into. There was the fact that, like, your hobby is what we do.
Because
could actually class this as one of your hobbies, is just coming on here and talking shite, and it's kind of like our way of keeping in contact with each other. It gives us an excuse to talk to each other. It gives us an excuse to at least talk to each other face to face. I can, as much as we talk regularly on Facebook and stuff.
We talk like every single fucking day, every moment, just about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like we talk every day on Facebook and stuff, but then this gives us an excuse to actually talk face to face every couple of weeks.
See that ugly face of yours?
Hey, mate, it surprised you. Some folk enjoy seeing this daft face.
I know. Somebody gave a line to that face.
Go take my the wee man is my double.
Aye.
That wee guy, yeah, wee card sharking, playing, dug handling, wheeling, dealing, like we. Mate, that was exactly what was going through my head there, was the way strut walking to the school. Guitar playing, card sharking, dug handling, wheeling, dealing, motherfucker. maybe not saying that shit at 5, man, but I can imagine on the way to the primary, the secondary school, armed with his deck of cards. Because in fairness, man, it is quite funny. You'll think this is, everybody online's probably going to think this is child cruelty. The wee man was greeting his wee head off the other day and nothing would settle him. I had a deck of cards in my hand. All I done was this and handed him one card. Silence. Oh, my daddy plays with these. I've got one. Mate, fascinated for about 20 minutes, just fucking about with a playing card, but I don't know what was breaking his heart. I don't know what happened. Like, it just come on out of nowhere. Like, he didn't fall, he didn't need anything. He had been fed, he had been changed, he's had his teeth in gel. He was just in one of them moods.
Was that a heart you gave him?
Held him the playing kit. I don't know. I actually think it could well have been the 9 of clubs, but no, actually, mate, it actually was a heart. Mate, it actually was. It was the Queen of Hearts. It was the Queen of Hearts. I never realised that.
I'm here all week, guys. Here all week. Like and subscribe.
Well done. Well done. Well done. That's funnily enough, I said at the beginning of this, I was the one that was running off the cuff, and you had like your wee prompts of what we were going to talk about. But that was a good one.
My wee prompts was Ray, guitar, foreign language, fake language.
It's no fake.
Good language.
Quite clearly no deed. Either considering I explained this to you earlier, if it was deed, I wouldn't be able to get stuff printed in said language. No, I would. But that we can mention how at the beginning of the pandemic, on the finding out that we were on lockdown and we weren't getting out to go to work, I decided perfect time to start learning a language. And I was actually asked about it the other day, why did you pick Gaelic? And well, in fairness, it wasn't just Gaelic I picked. I've started refreshing the German that I learnt at school. I picked up Spanish from scratch, and I picked up Gaelic as well. But Gaelic's the one that I focused on there, because I personally feel I was robbed at the fact that I wasn't taught it at school. I feel as if I was robbed. I've told my mum to her face that I'm raging. She never taught me it. To which, you know, my mother, her response was, well, don't fucking blame me. Nobody taught me how to speak Gaelic, so how the fuck was I meant to teach you? It's like, well, fair play, Mo. I can't really be angry at you for that one. But it's one of the national languages of our country, so in fairness, Mary should speak it. There is over 5 million folk in this country, and there's only 1% of the population speaks the language. You say it's a dead language. It's no dead. It's no dead. It would be dead if there were 0 speakers.
1%. Come on, mate.
It'd be dead if there was 0 speakers. This language, it still exists. It's still used.
There's a higher percentage of people speak Dean than they speak Gaelic.
But you telling me there's over 60,000 folk out there that were brought up speaking Gaelic, as in native speakers. Like at the moment, mate, me and you would be classed as native speakers of English.
Mhm.
So we would. Native speakers of English. I class myself as a native speaker of English and a native speaker of Scots.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I'm an A2 level Gaelic. I'd say I was an A2 level German, an A1 level Spanish. That's due to the European frame of reference thing. When it said to you earlier that I'm a level 2 and the books are level 4, that would mean that the books are actually a level B2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I stuck a fucking essay that I wrote no long ago into a language rating thing for my English, and apparently I speak C2 level English. Anyway, as I was saying, fucking something to do with English. Aye, you say that Gaelic's a dead language, man. See if Gaelic's a dead language, how come I can watch stuff that's broadcast daily in Gaelic?
Aye. You always keep bringing up excuses and arguments.
Mate, it's no excuses and arguments. It's actually you're the one that's starting the argument. I'm giving you valid answers to the argument, and you're just going aye. Because you're ignorant to it, you don't know anything about the subject. You're admitting yourself you're stirring the pot. But it was like I says, I was asked at work the other day, so why did you pick Gaelic? And as I says, felt as if I was not been taught it when I was younger. Started learning it at the beginning of lockdown. A couple of weeks later, we found out we were pregnant. So I decided, well, I'm going to learn Gaelic so I can teach it to the wee man. It's me doing my to try and bring the language back. Because even run about the house, the rest of the Waynes are picking stuff up. The rest of the Waynes come in and see me watching programmes in Gaelic. I've seen myself just mutter my way to my cell in Gaelic, and the Waynes will bring me stuff. Because like I've been making a coffee and I've said something, and Jaden will get into the fridge and get me the milk. Right. And that's when and it's like, did I say that in English there? No. Wait, how did you ken what I was looking for? Put two and two together.
Because you're making a coffee.
Making a coffee, you said something. I assumed it meant you wanted the milk. I went and got the milk. But there was the other day the weather forecast come on, and there was the picture of the map, but it was all Gaelic place names. And Jaden pointed out the only one that he knew for definite was Glasgow, because the only difference is it's CHU at the end instead of GOW.
Right.
So looking at it, he was kidding off guess, but see once like I paused it and broke down. Like, so what place do you think this is? Don't know. Well, the BH would be an F. Oh, so that's Dumfries. See, well, you did ken that. You just needed a wee push in the right direction, but that's how it was going to be something that will get them brownie points at the school when they're doing a project on Scotland and goes, oh, they'll come in and say to me, how do you say this? Write it down for me. Because there was Kenzie through no fault of his own got a fucking brownie points for going in. They were doing a project on the Romans, I think it was, and we had Dougie McLean's Caledonia was on in the background, and I said to him, it's like, did you ken Caledonia is the Roman word for Scotland? And he remembered that. He went in the middle of the class tells the class, it's like, well done, wee man, how did you ken that? My dad told me. Pure chuffed as muck because he had because he knew something in his class, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
But it's wee things like that he's going to remember. Even if they don't pick up any more Gaelic, they're going to remember the day that they were sitting in the living room figuring out what the place names were.
But that'll still stick. That'll stick with the memory for life. Huh?
Like there's one that was one a couple of years ago. Me and Jaden sat one day watching videos on YouTube about the Gaelic alphabet.
Right.
That it wasn't planned that way, it started off because he was being a wee arsehole when I turned around and told him, no, that you're not ruining the day for the rest of them. Laura, you take the other two to your mum's, he can stay here with me. Oh, you can't do that, I would feel bad. And it's like, no, he's been a wee arsehole, he doesn't deserve to go.
They can get punished and get made to go to jail.
I'm easy Ozzy. I can see your mum and dad the next time I get her. We weren't going over for our benefit, we were going over for the Wayne's benefit. Now he's just lost that right. He can stay here with me. It wasn't even a case of you're getting punished by sitting in the living room with me watching this. It was a case of do whatever you like, but you're not going to do it. Just so you're aware, I'm watching this on the telly and I'm not going to change it. Sit in the room and watch it, go up the stair and play. He sat and watched the full thing with us. Thought it was fascinating about how the letters in Gaelic are based after tree names and stuff like that.
Right.
Can't remember what trees were, what letters and stuff, but he can remember the day that he was a wee dickhead. He wasn't allowed to go to his nana's, and he understands why. But me and him had that couple of hours where he learnt something new. Right. Maybe when you thought about going, maybe when you even thought about fucking looking into. Because let's be honest, I wouldn't have been looking into what's the true national language of Scotland at 10-year-old.
No, of course not.
But it's one of the things, I'm not going to force it on them. It's like, it's not a case of, right, when you come in for school, you're getting a half-hour Gaelic lesson before you're allowed to do anything. Fair dues, it might be a case of they come in for the skill, I'm off my work and I'm sitting watching Gaelic telly. They'll sit and watch it for 10, 15 minutes while they're having a bite to eat, then go and do what they're doing. But it's still that wee bit of exposure to it. It might blossom into something, it might not.
Probably not.
The one that I'm hoping it does is the wee man. I'm hoping he picks some of it up. If he doesn't pick some on it up, I will be kind of huffed. I will. I want the wee man to at least understand a wee bit. He doesn't need to be able to talk, like actually respond. But if he knows what I'm saying and can respond in English, I'm happy at that. So what are the like fascinating things that you got buried in that collection of yours?
I don't know.
Oh. How's your action figure collection going? Because I remember you had a fair few of them.
Action figures. So most of my action figures I sat on. So I buy like random stuff. Like I've got loads like random Power Rangers, random wrestling figures, or like Rick and Morty figures, or like a Spider-Man figure. I was buying things like folk selling like some kids' toys on like Facebook Marketplace, and like a couple of Star Wars, a couple of Spider-Man toys in it. So I'll buy them a $5, just put them on my shelf. So I've got like a wee shelf for things like that. And I randomly pick up a thing, I'll pick them up. Like I showed you, my new pick up today was a wee plush. So most of the things are all plastic, but I've got a couple of wee things in it. Like I've got a plush teddy. I've got a couple of plush teddies in it.
Yeah, I have in fact been told to ask you a question for your favourite nephew, and I have to ask, how big is Auntie Dean's rubber duck collection? Have you got any more rubber ducks for the last time we mentioned it?
For the last time I mentioned it, no, I haven't bought any rubber ducks. I nearly got a packet today, 5 wee rubber ducks, but my rubber duck collection is more. So I've got my rubber duck collection is. I think we've spoken about this on the channel before actually, but my rubber duck collection
it was the fact that your rubber duck collection is more sentimental between you and Alison.
Aye, it's like actual. I've got two that I bought that I put by Christmas time once. I've got a Christmas duck, a Santa duck, and I've got a duck that goes in my Christmas tree. But that's couldn't name. I think I'm at 7 or 8. But I literally is just a sentimental thing.
Well, I need to inform you that your 6-month-old nephew has got a bigger rubber duck collection than you. He has got 12 rubber ducks that he plays with in the bath. Every bath, he's got his 12 rubber ducks in beside him and his frog.
I don't put mine in the bath.
Fucking liar.
Fucking liar.
Liar.
Big disclaimer there.
If anybody watching
Not
this
gonna back.
believes that, if anybody watching this believes the pure drivel coming out of his mouth, then the guy with the van with the square wheels will pick you up tomorrow and you'll get fitted for your straight jacket. Because Dean, even you
Mine-
don't believe that.
Mine sit in a display cabinet in my
What?
living room. On display.
Aye, that's what you would tell us.
Picture. There's proof. Right, mate, my silent Bob figure.
Where?
I like how you're looking.
Where? Oh,
You
you
can't-
actually, you've just superimposed that and then I'm a fucking idiot looking on the screen looking for these ducks.
You can't see it, obviously, but the audience can see it.
It's the Ace of Diamonds and pow!
Right, so
Anywho.
I think we should end it here because we've already done it for the first time and I don't care what we're at now. And bases are working tomorrow and this is edited before it goes up. Because for everybody that's watching this is literally getting shot less than 24 hours before it gets aired. So I need to go edit this and get ready for work tomorrow. So I think we should end it here and we'll be back next week, next Wednesday at 7 o'clock with another Stainpokes podcast that we are every week, usually.
You
This
can
is
jump
nothing.
onto my profile, the Mora. Dean will superimpose it in here somewhere. Bing. I will have a new cover going live at 5, or I think it's 5. There's another cover going live at some point tomorrow.
Wait, do you mean the more as in Thursday?
Yes.
Right.
If you hadn't fucking said anything, cut that bit out.
No, that made no sense because I had to put it in the thought because you were like tomorrow. This is Tuesday.
No, I was thinking the way I was live on Wednesday, so I'm talking to these folk on Wednesday. This video goes live tomorrow on Thursday.
Right, cool. You're in a DeLorean now, that makes sense.
I'm what?
I'm in a plane. A DeLorean?
A time machine. Mate, can I seen a fucking DeLorean out of time? I played it the other day and the first thing that came into my head was that would make a lovely face for a guitar.
Jesus. What were you say, let's do our Jerry's?
I'm still no finished Sailor Stein yet, mate. I've still got a couple of pairs to order. I need to order a nut and I need to order the heel back plate yet. But it's close. It's close to finished. It is. The parts are all wired.
Just ask Laura. You're not in her bag anyway.
No, that kind of nut, mate. Macadamia nut.
Right, so let's end it here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As I say, tune in next week for another podcast. Tune in to Raymond's tricks and tunes, links and stuff everywhere, description and stuff. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you later.
Give me a race to the Harwich.
I was waiting you talking your fucking foreign language.
Bye, boys.